Bungie has really been through it in recent days, with the company announcing hundreds of layoffs, plus also staff moving to Sony Interactive Entertainment in what looks to be a major reorganisation at Bungie, which is going to no doubt affect Destiny 2. Well, today I want to take a look at what happened at Bungie, their numerous incubation projects, including an action game that has Destiny characters, plus also the impact this is going to have on Destiny 2 expansions, episodes, and ongoing content. Well, before we get into things, I'm going to be referencing journalist sources close to Bungie, including Jeff Grubb, Jason Schreier, and also Paul Tassi too. So I'm going to link their articles in the description where you can check out the full details. Well, first of all, last Wednesday, Bungie announced they'd be laying off 220 employees. That included staff members from audio, narrative, and player support. And another 155 Bungie staff are going to be moving to Sony Interactive Entertainment as part of an incubation project that's going to be rolled off, and that is codenamed Gummy Bears. So this is the second mass layoff program in 12 months at Bungie, and that follows on from 100 layoffs in October 2023. Bungie is now significantly smaller than it was a week ago. Well, you may be asking yourself, why did this happen? So Pete Parsons laid it all out in an article posted on Bungie's website last week. So Pete Parsons says, for over 5 years, it's been our goal to ship games in 3 enduring global franchises. To realise this ambition, we set up several incubation projects, each seeded with senior development leaders from our existing teams. We eventually realised that the model stretched our talent too thin, too quickly, and it forced our studio support structures to scale to a larger level than we could realistically support, given our 2 primary products in development, Destiny and Marathon. Well, there's a combination of factors here. Sony purchased Bungie for $3.6 billion in 2022. Bungie back then was seen as a successful live service company who could help Sony supercharge their live service strategy. However, 2023 saw major problems for Bungie, given their tentpole expansion Lightfall led to a massive player drop-off in Destiny 2. Lightfall on the surface was a hit initially, selling well, great numbers, but player retention was very, very bad, with player numbers and player sentiment dropping to all-time lows by November 2023. Bungie did manage to nail the landing with the final shape in June 2024, however, less expansions were being purchased year over year, and while player count spiked again for the final shape, the player count drop-off was even more dramatic than after Lightfall. So Bungie's cash cow, Destiny 2, has been in decline for some time, and Bungie has been investing in other projects. Marathon, an extraction shooter due to release in 2025, plus also a project codenamed Gummy Bears, a Destiny spin-off project, plus also loads more other incubation projects too, and we're going to get into the details of that in a minute. But first of all, let's have a look at the question, what does this mean for Destiny? Well, immediately, Bungie had something called Payback in development with Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy at the helm, so they're quite 2 famous executives at Bungie who had steered Destiny 2 through some troubled times at one point before Joe Blackburn took over as Destiny 2 game director. Payback was a third-person action game where you'd fight monsters and solve puzzles, playing as Destiny characters, and it shared design principles with Warframe and Genshin Impact. So this was a Destiny spin-off game rather than a fully fledged sequel to Destiny 2. Bungie cancelled Payback to prioritise Destiny 2 and Marathon, and as part of that decision, Luke Smith and Mark Noseworthy have left Bungie. Well, Bungie now plans to invest in Destiny 2 and Marathon only, but Destiny content cycles are going to be very different compared to what we are used to as Destiny 2 fans. Bungie are going to be no longer looking at yearly expansions, so expansion sales have been in decline for some time, therefore Bungie plan to pursue 6 monthly content packs, just like Into the Light. So according to Bungie staff, these content packs are going to be free, and that means Bungie are going to be leaning even more into Eververse sales to prop up Destiny 2's finances, and other vague plans in the works including leaving our solar system and visiting other worlds, something that has been referenced to in the game, with Destiny 2 Frontiers. Well, Destiny 3 was rumoured to be in development, however it turns out this wasn't the case at all. Fans had thought they deducted the project codename Payback was Destiny 3, however this was more of a spin-off rather than a sequel, and Payback has just simply been put on the shelf indefinitely. Destiny 2 does plan to continue investing in player onboarding, plus also focusing on activities to retain hardcore players, similar to Into the Light. Well, future plans for Destiny 2 are on hold until Marathon and Frontiers release. So if both are successful, then Bungie are going to return to Destiny 2 plans. Frontiers looks to be the major next release for Destiny 2, and it's likely going to take the form of these new content packs. So content packs are not going to be like expansions that we had recently, like the Final Shape or Lightfall. So these were huge, with new destinations, campaigns, cinematics, post-campaign content, exotic missions, all the things that we're used to for yearly major releases. So these new content packs are going to be likely to be Shadowkeep sized and on a smaller scale all round. So one of Bungie's goals is to create smaller scale activities that are replayable. Well, Destiny 3 had been seen to be too big a risk in the current market. Bungie's strategy had been to split up Destiny into smaller components, including Payback, a mobile Destiny game with NetEase, and also a 3v3 PvP Destiny game inspired by Trials of Osiris. But unfortunately, none of this appears to be happening now, with the future of Destiny's strategy unclear until after Frontiers and also Marathon release. So it's difficult to find any positive in this news other than Destiny 2 is going to be prioritised once again alongside Marathon. So Bungie are clearly going to have to go back to the drawing board. However, the talent drain inside the company has been massive. So according to Jason Schreier, some of Bungie staff are optimistic under the leadership of Tyson Green. However, many staff are dismayed that Pete Parsons is still there. Now, Jeff Grubb did report that Herman Hulse from PlayStation Studios was in the process of taking over at Bungie. However, he did seem to walk back on that statement a little bit later on. And it certainly seems like Sony are in the process of making moves to align Bungie more into Sony Interactive Entertainment, but we're just going to have to keep a close eye on the situation and see what happens. Well, definitely troubled times at Bungie, and let me know in the comments what you think, and thank you for watching this video today looking at the impact of the Bungie layoffs on Destiny 2's future. And as always, thank you so much for watching or for listening. Don't forget you can hit that subscribe button down below for even more Destiny 2 content here on Endgame Express. You can also like the video and share the video too. That would help me out here on the channel. Well, thanks again, and I'll see you soon.